this evening. We're going to speak from the subject, search and destroy. Search and destroy. I preached from this passage a few years back. As a matter of fact, that particular sermon entitled Fight the Power is in my latest book, The Other Side of Through. However, when I revisited this passage here in 2019, I see it from a different angle than I saw some years ago. And since this is Transformation Tuesday, I think we should take a look at this passage with the juxtaposition of events in our lives and in the lives of our community and the world. I recently thought of this title, Search and Destroy, when I heard the replay of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh's opening statement in response to the misconduct allegations levied against him by Dr. Christine Ford. He originally gave this statement back in 2018, as a matter of fact, September of 2018, but it has been brought back to the forefront because now there are new allegations that have recently surfaced. But it was in 2018's opening statement that got my attention when I heard this again this year. He accused the Democratic Party and those who, in his words, were on the left, he accused them with replacing advise and consent with search and destroy. He said that the left and the Democratic Party were out to get him by searching for things that did not exist and by attempting to destroy him, destroy his family, and destroy his reputation. Well, as we move into this next phase of our country's never-ending series of debacles, we have in our passage an example of search and destroy. See, there are generally three types of missions. There's search and rescue, there's search and recovery, then there's search and destroy. Search and rescue means that a team is out, a military team, maybe, or a troop, or commanders, maybe a SWAT team or forces that are risking their lives in order to search for someone who is missing and rescue them and bring them back alive. Search and recovery team means that the unit will go out of their way, search and recover bodies which no longer have life in them. They cannot be rescued and cannot be revived. They can only be recovered. And then there's search and destroy. The search and destroy is when a tactical team that is armed is put in a strategic maneuver to search out the enemy, annihilate them, to completely take the enemy out by any means of destruction. And while Trump appointee Brett Kavanaugh thinks there is a search and destroy team out for him, I want to remind us today that no one does tactical maneuvers like Jesus, our Christ. As a matter of fact, author, scholar, Dr. Aubrey Hendricks named 7 strategies of Jesus when it comes to transforming individuals and communities that are experiencing trauma as a result of evil and oppressive forces in our neighborhoods. Hendricks describes Jesus as a tactician. A tactician. What is a tactician? A tactician is one who carefully plans strategies to achieve a specific end. And that's what Jesus is. Jesus is a tactician who uses a carefully planned strategy to achieve specified ends. Oh, I know he's your lily of the valley, amen, but he's a tactician as well. I know he's your bright and morning star. I know he's your rose of Sharon, but he's a tactician as well. I know he's your alpha and your omega. I know he's the author and finisher of your very faith. And somebody said he's bread, water, and life. Somebody said he's the chief cornerstone and the captain of our salvation. But he's a tactician as well. I know he is our day spring and our faithful witness. And I know he's the lamb that taketh away the sins of this world. But tonight, he's a tactician. Tonight, he's a strategist. He's the one who analyzes my situation, takes notes on my every movement, as well as those of my enemies and foes, and develops an initiative that is designed specifically for my life or death situation, whereby he leads a search and destroy effort so that I might have life and the plans of the enemy are crushed. Look at Jesus. Jesus is going across the lake. He's going across the lake, amen, from the west side to where the Jews live, and now he goes to the east side where the Gentiles and the non-Jews live. The west side is where the holy folk live, the bougie folk. Come on, y'all understand that? The folk that can do no wrong. Jesus leaves that side and goes over to the other side where the Gentiles are. The Gentiles are the people that nobody wants to deal with. The Gentiles are considered unholy and unclean. They were on the wrong side of the tracks. But Jesus crosses over this man-made boundary to get to the place where nobody wants to be bothered. Early in chapter 4, Jesus has already weathered a storm on the Sea of Galilee to get to this man. And you would think, amen, that after all he's gone through, that he would just want to rest for a while, but not Jesus. Jesus weathered a storm, amen. He weathered a storm, amen, to get to this man and deal with some situations that require a search and destroy mission. And when you think about the fact that Jesus goes through some things, I want to bless God for who he is. What do I mean? I mean, from the beginning of time, Jesus has been trying to get to us. He's been trying to get to you. He endured chaos at the beginning of eternity just so that he can get to you. The world was without form and void, and the original text says that there was chaos going on in the beginning. But Jesus endured chaos, came down 40 and 2 generations to get to you, to get with you, to save you, to deliver you. He searched out the situation and destroyed chaos and confusion in order that you can live and not die. And I don't know, but I came from New York City to ask if there anybody here that's glad about Jesus, who came down with a search and destroy mission just so that you can have life. So Jesus crosses the other side of the tracks, where the Gentiles are, where the poor folk are, where the unclean people are. He crosses the other side of the tracks, where the people are living, the folk that nobody wants to be bothered with. He weathers a storm so that he can touch the untouchables. So that he can touch the untouchables, so that he can heal the sick, so that he can save the lost and give sight to the blind, and so that he can destroy some demons. I propose, Pastor, that this community of folk, this man in particular who came and fell at the feet of Jesus, this man who is possessed by demonic forces, I propose that he is a presentation or representation of the black community and marginalized people everywhere in these so-called United States of America. What do I mean? I mean, the Bible tells us that this man lived among the tombs. The tombs were the most undesirable place that anybody could live. Even the average unclean, unholy Gentile did not live among the tombs. He was redlined to an undesirable property locale because of who he was. He was a product of political gerrymandering, amen, relating him to the tombs. And I don't believe he wanted to be in the tombs, but the tombs was where he laid his head every night, and from whence he raised his body every single morning. This man, I believe, was black American. The more I look at him, the Bible says that he was shackled and chained. Yeah. That's what the word says. That's the word of God. It says he was shackled and chained. And when I think of shackles and chains, I think of the people stolen from their land. He may not even known it. Stronger than anyone that tried to keep him down. They regulated him to the tunes, but the fact remained, he was stronger than them, and they knew it, and it bothered them. And sisters and brothers, don't you know folks are bothered by you? They're bothered by your intellect. They're bothered by your beauty. They're bothered by the fact that you made this far and didn't give up. They're bothered by the fact that they thought you were dead, and that even when you did give up, God still gave you a new life. God still gave you a new breath, and you're back bigger and better. They're bothered by you because black don't crack. They're bothered by you because there are demonic forces in our community, but you are still here to tell the story. They're bothered by you because you are a survivor. They're bothered by you because you should have went crazy and lost your mind. They're bothered by you because you could have been running back and forth in a corner, but thanks be to God, you're still here to tell the story. They are bothered by you. So yes, there are demons in the communities that we are fighting, just like the Garrison demoniac. Again, there's gang violence. That's a demon in our community. That I'm better than you are because of my education, because of my bank account. It's a fight with a demon in our community. Apathy and complacency. Those are demons in our communities. And so we focus our violence and our hate and our frustrations on each other when it's really a demonic and evil and wicked system. But the good news is that Jesus is trying to get to us, that Jesus is trying to transform us and trying to search and destroy the demons whose mission is to take the people of God out. Look at Jesus. Jesus gets out of the boat, sees the man who runs and falls at Jesus' feet. And Jesus asks him, "What is your name?" I thought he was omniscient. I thought he was the living God who knew everything. I thought this was God in the flesh. But he asked, he says, "What is your name?" But remember, Jesus is a tactician. Remember that. He's a strategist. He asked the man, "What is your name?" And the spirit that is inside of the man, the evil spirit, says, "My name is Legion because we are many." Keep in mind, a legion in biblical times was a military term for a Roman battalion. A legion consisted of anywhere from 3,000 to 6,000 soldiers whose primary job was to maintain order in the community. The Roman Empire controlled the land and the people, and the perceived value of battalion or legion was supposed to be a source of civilization and peace. It is during this period that we have what is famously called the Pax Romana, or the peace of Rome. And while people, amen, in Rome considered legions to be sources of peace, while Rome considered these legions to be sources of peace, the people in ancient Palestine regarded Rome and its army of legions as oppressive, causing devastation, causing property damage, causing poverty and despair. So what appears to be also a demon identifies itself as a legion, and the truth is revealed that there are many of them causing despair in that period of oppression. And I propose to you, my good people, that we black and brown people in America are not dealing with one demon. I know we talk about Donald Trump, but he is just symptomatic of a larger problem that has been brewing on the fabric of this country. Or now coming out of the woodwork because there's a climate that is conducive to racism and xenophobia and misogynistic practices. So the demons that folk thought had been destroyed in a so-called post-racial society has now raised their ugly head because they realize and we understand that they were with us all the time. We thought transformation had occurred in our communities, but really not only had transformation not occurred, but simply the seat of power had shifted. And our question tonight is where does the power power exists in our lives. Why? What do we allow to come in and operate in our communities? What do we allow to operate in our personal lives, in our families, in our households, in our churches? We cannot transform the world if we don't transform ourselves first. Yeah, and that's what Jesus knows. Jesus knows that in order for the community to be transformed, in order for the individual to be transformed, there's got to be a search and destroy operation. Look at the Bible. Let's go back and look at the Bible. After Jesus calls out and names the demons, the Bible says that the demons begged Jesus to send them into the pigs. Jesus sends the demons into the swine and they are destroyed because Jesus searched out this man and his demons, performed an operation that took the enemy out. And friends, I've come to tell you tonight that we serve a God who just specializes in major tactical operations. You cannot have a transformational experience without a strategic operation. And I don't know about you, but I serve a God who not only transforms, but he reforms. See, some of us are too busy trying to conform. That's the problem. We're not supposed to conform to this world. We're supposed to be the transformers of this world. Transforming, amen, and renewing our minds. That's what the Bible says. We need to be able to understand that we are the transformative agents. The Bible says, amen, that the demons begged Jesus to send them out of the pigs. The pigs, amen, along with the demons are destroyed. That's what the Bible says. It says that after the destruction of these demonic enemies, the people came to see what was going on. They came to see this search and destroy operation and its results. The Bible says they came to see Jesus, the man that they had heard about, and all the commotion that had just happened. But instead of seeing Jesus, the Bible says they see the man who was earlier possessed. They don't see Jesus, but they see the man who was earlier possessed. But he's no longer possessed with chains and torn clothes. But the Bible says he's sitting fully clothed and in his right mind. And sisters and brothers, I'm on my way back to New York, but I just want to remind you, because we are clothed and in our right minds, the world is afraid. The Bible says they were afraid because he was clothed and in his right mind. We are clothed and in our right minds because even though the cards are stacked against us, we know that no weapon formed against us is going to prosper. The people were fine when the man was crazy. The people were fine when he was going out of his mind. The people were fine when he was acting up and cutting himself. The people were fine when he was destroying himself. But now that he's got himself together, they are afraid. Yeah, we're clothed in our right minds because we know that yes, yeah, Lord, we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. We don't fear no evil because God the enemies of your life.